8 goals last season without an out-and-out striker, guys. Guys.
But what did they win eventually?
Champions League tickets.
Okay. See, when you look at those, it's not just scoring that amount of goals. How about those that won? How many goals did they win? How many goals did they score to ensure those the silverwares that came with it? See, the issue of the weakness that I see, and I believe that most Arsenal fans may agree with, is the fact that there are two certain things. There's the issue of over-reliance on key players, and when those key players do not turn up, what happens to the
struggle
team?
You know, just talking about what Akita just said, I mean, another point is the fact that injuries might come to play as well this season. I mean,
it's part of the game.
It's part of the game. If one of Arsenal's defender, probably Saliba or Gabriel, gets injured, who exactly wants to come in?
Calafiori can play in the back. He can play in the back line.
He can play Okwemi.
Siba can play in the back line.
Let's also
Jacob Kiwior played at the back line
Okwemi
a lot of times last season.
There are a lot of players in that Arsenal team that if you take them out, Arsenal would not play the same way they play. The likes of Saka, you take Bukayo Saka out of the team, and Arsenal won't do well.
Okay, guys, let me give you Kai Havertz numbers. Then we'll go into the Kai Havertz conversation. This season alone in the Premier League, Kai Havertz had 6 goals. 6 games, 3 goals, and 1 assist in 540 minutes of football. 3 goals. In his entire Arsenal career, he's played 60 games. He scored 19 goals and 8 assists. Guys, a lot of people have questioned Arteta's decision not to sign an out-and-out striker. A lot of names were brought up. Arsenal also let go of a couple of their strikers. Eddie Nketiah moved to Crystal Palace. Ranelson moved to Fulham alongside Emile Smith-Rowe. Both of them moved to Fulham. There's Gabriel Jesus somewhere that seems to spend more time with the stylist than getting into match fitness. This season alone is at like 4 different outlook. It's just that, you know, the numbers are not exactly coming as you would expect it to come. So there's been a lot of pressure on Kai Havertz. Would he be able to pull it off? Is he good enough to play fast now? Is he good enough to lead the line? But his numbers are saying otherwise. The Kai Havertz conversation, does it look like he's a player that can drive Arsenal to that line? Remember last season, they didn't have an out-and-out striker. Gabriel Jesus was injured for almost half of the season. But they scored almost 100 goals in all competition. It was the highest, even more than the season of the Invincibles in terms of goals scored and even points that they gained in the Premier League. The Kai Havertz conversation, do you think we are unfairly treating Kai Havertz and making him a scapegoat from a team that seems to know how to distribute goals amongst them?
Okay, I mean, the thing is this. Kai Havertz has always been a fantastic and very exceptional player, right from his days. Right from his days.
Isn't that too much?
No, come on. Right from his days. Right from his days at right from his days at Bayer Leverkusen. He has always been good. He has always been. Everyone knows about his talent. Chelsea bought Kai Havertz from Bayer Leverkusen.
Hold your thoughts. Akitayo, he may not be wrong. In 150 goals, he had 150 games rather. He had 46 goals and 31 assists for Bayer Leverkusen. In Chelsea,
for a player that's not even a striker.
Exactly. In Chelsea, he had 139 games, 32 goals and 12 assists. And some of those goals were really key goals. Actually,
one of those key goals was the
Champions League
final.
True.
He got the goal.
Even in the World Cup competition, he got the goal in the semi-final. He also scored in the final.
So I mean, I just feel like Mikel Arteta has to be credited as well for the way in which he has unlocked Kai Havertz's brilliance. Not just this season. I mean, Frank Lampard came out recently and then he blamed himself for Kai Havertz's failure at Chelsea. Now, Mikel Arteta took a leaf out of Thomas Tuchel's book. Remember when Thomas Tuchel came to Chelsea and he played Kai Havertz in that first 9 position, and that's exactly what Mikel Arteta has just done. He has copied, that blueprint that Thomas Tuchel has said that already, and no doubt Kai Havertz is really that player that you don't want to underestimate in the box. Yesterday you saw the kind of goal he scored. It was a proper poacher's goal.
Yes,
I mean, I mean, that's even a player that's not even a proper striker. And look at his numbers, Okoyemi. Look at his number. Look at the amount of goals he has scored. Look, last season he scored a lot of important goals for us now. This season as well, he's also bagging the goals as well for us now. But so I just feel like we just need to kill all of these thoughts from supporters that's come on. Kai Havertz is killing Arsenal, or Arsenal needs to get
no one has said Arsenal already have that striker that they need. Is killing the style of play of Arsenal. What people are saying is they need a proper striker that will also guarantee them 20, 25, 30 goals a season.
But is last season not an argument against your position?
Against that.
When you say my argument,
Arsenal scored the highest number of goals and considered the fewest number of goals in the league. 16 clean sheet from their goalkeeper.
Yeah. You said last season. And when I asked you that, what did they get? With that amount of goals? Nothing. See, when Manchester City had Julian Alvarez and Elinanda together, they both do score double digits. See, that is what Arsenal need. If Haaland is not starting, Julian Alvarez can come in and do something. But when you look at,
there's also a few Foden somewhere with some incredible numbers.
I'm just focusing based on that number 9 position. Now, how many players in Arsenal in that position that Kai Havertz is playing can give you that same double digits as Kai Havertz is doing? That is the problem that Arsenal have had in recent times. They've relied solely on some certain key players, but when those key players are not on form, we have seen Arsenal struggle. For the past few games that we've not really seen Saka at the top level that he has shown in previous seasons, we have seen Arsenal struggle for goals. It feels like the goals are being dried and they have to rely on set pieces. As you can check the game against Tottenham, Bukayo Saka was averagely off that game. He had, to me, if I have to give him maybe.
But it was good yesterday.
That's yesterday.
It was good against Leicester City.
That is what I'm talking.
He has had 5 consecutive games that he has given an assist.
That is what,
5 consecutive Premier League games.
That's what I just said. That when Bukayo Saka is not on that level, when he have a dip in form, maybe aside from when he's having that dip in form, they rely on set pieces, and he takes those set pieces, and you see Gabriel also coming in. I'm not taking anything away from the set piece that they are doing, but what I'm saying is that is what happens in game. We can't keep on relying on those set pieces every time.
Is it bad? Is it bad?
No. It is not. It is not
from the 2021 season. Gabriel alone has scored 9 goals from set pieces, and the entire Manchester United squad has scored 9 goals from set pieces. Is it bad?
I'm not talking about bad or not bad. What I'm talking about is, like I said, when those goals are not coming, you have to do other things. But I'm saying that because of the reliance on the over reliance on that set piece is majorly on the fact that the key players
that's one of the strengths of Arsenal. No
one is saying it's not their strength.
You have to give
Arsenal sees corner kicks as penalty right now. Look at Bukayo Saka's goal yesterday. It was a set piece straight to the goal.
That is what I'm saying.
Against one of the best goalkeepers in Europe.
Whenever Arsenal attempts to play a set piece, either a corner or a free kick, I'm so sure that a lot of teams in the Premier League, and not even the Premier League, will be sweating and wanting to clear the ball, especially with the emergence of Gabriel aerially.
A bit of a breaking news. Ademola Lookman has doubled Atalanta's lead. So in this game already, he's got a goal and an assist for himself. It's 2-0 rather in favor of Atalanta away at Shakhtar Donetsk. He couldn't get it against Aston. Feyenoord has also taken the lead against Girona.
Also losing a penalty after the goal. Interesting.
The two have been 3-1. Girona seems to have been discovered this season.
Well, it's not discovered because I've been following the match. What has happened is, the defender the last one was trying to play the Feyenoord goal scorer offside, but guess what? Sometimes you just never can tell with this whole ruling, and that's why I really appreciate the semi-automatic that the Champions League has deployed. Made it very faster, and you could see that it was a very, very fine margin. You can't argue against it. It was a brilliant goal, but Girona have not been bad so far in this game. They pulled the first blood. They had one of their own giving Feyenoord the equalizer by by the courtesy of an own goal. So it's been a very average and balanced game so far. And I don't really think that they have been figured. They have just been unfortunate so far this season.
They've also struggled in the La Liga. Yeah. That's what I mean. For a team that had a decent, let me say, Cinderella run in the La Liga last season. A lot of people were even saying, they could win the La Liga until they fluffed their lines at the end of the day. But they were able to pick up a Champions League, tickets. But now they've lost a couple of key games this season in the La Liga already. Well, like I said, more games tonight by 8 p.m. It's Aston Villa, Bayern, Benfica, Atletico Madrid, Dynamo Zagreb, Monaco, Lille versus Real Madrid, Liverpool, Bologna, RB Leipzig versus Juventus, Sturm Graz versus Club Brugge. Those are the games that we're expected to have tonight. Well, before we leave the Arsenal conversation, Akintayo, what do you think Arsenal should focus on? They have the FA Cup to play. They have the EFL Cup also to play. I mean, these are two trophies that Manchester United have won in the last 2 seasons that is making them feel like we've had a decent, last 2 years in terms of the cabinet. They also have the Premier League. They are just 2 points adrift of Liverpool at the top of the table as we speak. Talking about Arsenal, last season they didn't lose to any of the teams that finished in the top 6 except Aston Villa. There's also the Champions League conversation. Contenders, pretenders, favorite. Where do you put Arsenal in all of this? And according to Agbatomi, he feels they should focus on some. Do you subscribe to that? Well, or if you want them to, what will you think they should focus on?
Well, when you first put the question to me initially, you were asking about their mentality. And if you want to be the biggest team, if you want to be the best team in the world, what you do is you focus on every single thing. When you focus on every single competition, it does not only just help you as a team, but it helps your mentality because it gives you that can-do attitude, that can-do mentality, as the president will often call it. See, we what Arsenal?
Which president? NFL president?
No, I was talking about the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So you see, one thing with Arsenal so far this season is they have been having it going their way, which is pretty nice. Sometimes you don't have to win in a pretty way. All that matters.
Just win.
All that matters is getting the maximum points or a points if the case might be. But if Arsenal want to be rubbing shoulders with the elite, you never see a Real Madrid or a Manchester City
prioritizing competitions.
It only depends on if they are being ravaged by injury, whereby they might say that let's us try and save some, maybe depending on how the competition goes. But if you want to have a top team, a top tier team, and you need that mentality, and that mentality is you believe you can win every single thing. But if you're having to prioritize some, trust me, it's not going to be a good one. It's not going to be a good one.
For Barcelona, the response was emphatic. They've lost 2 games this season. One in the Champions League against Monaco on match day 1, and then against Osasuna 4 goals to 2. But they responded in a grandstand yesterday, and it wasn't the easiest of results for Barcelona. I mean, the 5-0 look humbling, but young boys actually wanted to get it done. Rafinha, got the second goal after assisting Lewandowski's first goal in the 8th minute. Rafinha getting one for himself in the 34th minute. Martinez getting the 3rd goal from a Pedri assist. Roberto Lewandowski getting his double Martinez assist. And of course, there was an own goal from Mario Camara, that made it 5 for Barcelona. The 7 out of 7 run in the league had actually been brought to that plot. But I talked about contenders the other time. I talked about pretenders. And I talked about favorites. Maybe you want to look at the likes of Real Madrid, Bayern, Manchester City, favorite on that level. Where do you place Barcelona? Are they at the same level with Arsenal going into this season's Champions League?
Well, no, at all. This Arsenal is a side that has been well drilled for the past. Excuse me. Arsenal is a side that has been well drilled for the past 3-4 years, compared to a team that is being ravaged by injuries and with their key players, and with a team full of youngsters. The majority of those playing at the moment are just below 25. That tells you a lot about the team. So it's going to be a long stretch. I believe that for Ansel Flick war, and for I am a realist, and that's why I would not dream for me to start talking about winning anything. Perhaps maybe it could be the league, because that's a longer stretch compared to the Champions. The Champions League, you can see what happened against Monaco. In football, anything can happen. Getting a red card under 10 minutes is never what the manager would have
and
planned.
It changes everything.
It changes everything. It changed everything. And so in situations like that, you just have to just respect reality, and that is understanding that at this point in time, perhaps maybe if we could get to the second round, that is the knockout stages, we might have when we come back to this discussion, it might be a different response. But for now, see the injuries, and now after this weekend, next weekend we are having international break. Who knows if anyone will
come back injured.
So you have to look at Odegaard. I will try to remember him. Lamine Yamal can go for this international break
and come back,
and picks up
and get ruled out
for God knows how long. So you have those kind of things those are the variables you need to put when you're trying to make an assertions about future predictions. So you have to be very careful. If it were to be a large team, for example, Manchester City will always be favorite any day, anytime, even if they decide to prioritize some certain competitions
ahead of the Champions League, which I don't think any team that has a chance at the Champions League would prioritize other competitions ahead of the Champions League. I mean, that's Euro's prestige competition, by the way.
Because at the beginning of last season, when they had this thing in their dressing room which says that no team had won it 4 times in a row, and guess what? They did it 4 times in a row. The beginning of this season, there was a snippet of saying they are going for the UCL this season. It shows you that's mentality.
That's the mindset.
When you already shape that mind, but guess what? They have if not their key player last season, aside from Foden getting injured, ruled out of the season. So things like that could change the dynamics and approaches of managers. But for Barcelona, I still think that it's still too early to count us as we are never favourites. Perhaps maybe contenders, maybe just to be
pretenders.
Fair. No. When you're talking about pretenders, you're talking about those that used to come and do excursion in Champions League, like Liverpool and co.
Liverpool excursion,
excursion.
Barcelona has 5 Champions Leagues.
Liverpool have even won the Champions League, even more recent that you've won it.
She was upon a time when last we did the Champions League. Last year in Champions, talking about those. I thought I said excursion. I understand.
Borussia Dortmund. Well, it was a baptism of goals against Celtic. Celtic had a decent game in the first match. I mean, I think it was 4-0. That's the largest margin of victory they've had in the Champions League group stage in their history. And then by match day 2, it was an humbling moment for former Liverpool manager, which is Brendan Rodgers, that is now the coach of Celtic right now. 7-1 in favor of Borussia Dortmund. Kasper Schmeichel getting a yellow card, conceding a penalty, and Richard converting in the 7th minute. Mahida, also equalized for them 2 minutes later, and from then on, the floodgate of goals was open. Karim Adeyemi got the second goal for them in the 11th minute. He got the second for himself, and the third for Borussia Dortmund in the 29th minute. Guirassy got a goal from the penalty spot. Karim Adeyemi got the 5th for Borussia Dortmund, and the third for himself, becoming the first German player to score a hat-trick in the first half of the Champions League game. Okay. And of course, Guirassy got his double in the 66th minute to make it 6-1 before Meka actually got the 7th goal in the 79th minute for Borussia Dortmund. 7-1 victory for them against Celtic. Very humbling, Agbatomi.
Very, very big one for Borussia Dortmund for the full-powered Karim Adeyemi.
Oh, here we go.
I mean, the insane level of goals he scored yesterday. I mean, screamers, top-notch goals. And I think yesterday was...
Those were crazy goals.
Very crazy goals, exactly. I mean, the second one, I think the second one was even better than the first one for me. And for, it was a beautiful, beautiful one for Nigerians yesterday, or should I say players that are affiliated to Nigeria. But Boniface scoring, Karim Adeyemi also scoring as well. I mean, it's just so good. Yesterday as well also coincided with Nigeria's Independence Day. So, so there's this link
And well, Ademola Lookman had decided to also continue the celebration of Independence today. For Manchester City away at Slavia Bratislava, Gundogan got the first goal for them in the 8th minute. Phil Foden benefiting from a Jeremy Doku assist in the 15th minute, literally just sealed the game. Haaland getting the 3rd goal from Rico Lewis assist in the 58th minute, and James McCarthy getting his 1st goal for Manchester City, also benefiting from a Phil Foden assist in the 74th minute. Hey guys, no Kevin De Bruyne, no Rodri, no trouble. Akintayo, do you place Manchester City at that level this season? Contenders or favorites?
They're favorites.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
They are favorites.
I agree with you.
You know, that the last night game is not the game you used to set or
benchmark or standard
for Manchester City. It was visible to the blind that Manchester City were going to defeat Stanisław, regardless of whoever they decide to field. So it's a good one, perhaps maybe a good bounce back and a resounding victory for them, considering that they lost 2 points because they were in this driving position before Newcastle decided to pull one back and the game ended 1-1. So they needed that victory, they needed that win, at least just to give them a pushback before going back to the Etihad and take maybe another 3 points against Fulham. Fulham has been quite impressive so far this season.
Yeah.
They have been very impressive so far. And so I believe that it's going to be an intriguing game, playing at home in front of your fans. Despite having key players missing, we could see, and I was really glad seeing Gundogan getting this discussion. He needed it, based on he's coming to the new team, and even though it looks like it's not a new team, but it is a new team, and I'm so happy for him. But Manchester City, you just never can tell about them. They can, on their day, they can beat.
They can make a mess of anybody. They can make a mess of anybody on that day.
When Sir Jim Ratcliffe was talking about where they want Manchester United to be, he made reference to how Manchester City black-eyed Real Madrid at the Etihad, saying that this is how they want Manchester United to play. just to show you that even on their best, there's absolutely nobody that Manchester City cannot dismantle.
Well, for Aston Villa, 8 p.m. tonight, the team list is out. Emiliano Martinez as expected in goal for them. Ezri Konsa, Diogo Carlos, Pau Torres, Lucas Digne, Amadou Onana. I think he's been one of their best signings in recent history from Everton, and he's delivered for them. After
losing Douglas Luiz due to financial fair play and the likes, they needed
an enforcer.
He came in, and
he's fought 2 games, 2 goals.
He has been quite disciplined so far, unlike when he was in
at Everton. When he was picking up cards. There's also Iṛsᴜᴜ. There's Leon Bailey, Morgan Rogers, Jacob Ramsey, and a top striking for them as expected is Oli Watkins. Well, for Bayern, Manuel Neuer, Alphonso Davies, Kim Min-jae, Dayot Upamecano, Rafael Guerreiro, Joshua Kimmich, Alexander Pavlovic, Serge Gnabry, Jamal Musiala, Michael Olise, and Harry Kane. Interesting to get in those games. Guys, have a quick call on this one. Aston Villa, Bayern. Aston Villa and in a crazy form as we speak. Yes, they've lost at the Villa Park against Arsenal this season, but they've been very consistent. Away at young boys, in match day 1, they discarded young boys with the easiest of ease. Now they face their first game at the Villa Park in over 20 years. That's in the Champions League, and they play arguably one of the best teams in Europe in terms of goals right now. 21 goals already scored by Vincent Kompany's guys. Kompany knows Villa Park very well. You expect he should do. There's also the Harry Kane conversation in this one. Serge Gnabry also, maybe he's not exactly new to English football. Michael Olise also recently joined from Crystal Palace. It looks like there's some form of a reunion in this particular one. Guys, what are we expecting from this game?
Well, for that game, 42 years after Aston Villa defeated Bayern Munich to win the
to win that European trophy.
Yes, they want to continue on that path ground. But for Bayern Munich as well, their last 2 away wins, they've scored 14 goals. In their last 2 away wins. So I just feel like Bayern Munich want to correct, put things wrong. What happened right back 42 years ago to that much as possible. So I just feel like Bayern Munich will just get a win away, comfortable win over Aston Villa.
At Villa Park?
Yeah, they'll get a win.
I love to see how Emiliano Martinez would handle this big stage.
Come on, there's nothing bigger than the World Cup final.
But I thought
there's nothing.
Wait. Repeat yourself.
Are we going back to this?
No. You know me. See, I love. See, I have wait first. Akitayo, wait. Akitayo, wait now. I have an unlimited memory space in my head that does not get filled up.
45.
And I will remind you,
45,
clear.
45 terabytes.
Unlimited terabytes. You people, you almost cut off my head because I said the World Cup is bigger. Now, you're already telling me that nothing is bigger than the final of the World Cup.
Akitayo is a snake.
Wow, I'm happy this is happening so fast.
He has gone back on his word.
All of a sudden, the World Cup is the biggest.
I am not going back on my word.
Okay.
What I said was, there is no other stage bigger than the World Cup final.
Ha!
Okwemi,
wait. Remove stage. No.
For me,
both of you,
the Champions League final is bigger than the World Cup final.
I also agree.
Yes.
Oh, you think the Champions? No, I don't agree with you. Both of you, hang on, guys. Both of you, and a lot of callers, even messages, chastised me that day. That why would I say the Champions League is bigger, the World Cup is bigger than the Champions League?
Well, you're talking about, you see, you are not adding context, and that is where the problem is.
Talk to me about context.
We are talking about here is you're talking about the game, and I said that there's no that I didn't just say I did not just say that Emilio Martinez has not been in this stage in that the World Cup itself. I used the World Cup final as the context that there is no other stage bigger than that stage, and trust me, there's nobody that.
So that means the World Cup final stage is bigger than the Champions League stage.
By the special grace of Almighty God.
Ha! You're contradicting yourself.
I am not contradicting myself.
You told me the World Cup is the biggest competition.
Now you're talking about. You said the World Cup final and the Champions League final. That was what you asked me right now.
That was not how this conversation started. Hang on. I said I want to see how Emiliano Martinez will handle this stage.
Big stage, yeah.
Because it's a Champions League. The first at this Villa Park.
Yeah.
We are playing against Bayern. That was the context I placed in. And that was well spelled out. And Akitayo responded. He said there's no bigger stage bigger than the World Cup.
I said bigger than the World Cup final. That was what I said.
Is the World Cup final not? Is it not a competition as well? It's not part of the World Cup.
No, you see, when you're talking about the World Cup
when
final,
you people were saying it that day, you did not put the context of the World Cup final. You said the World Cup is inferior to the Champions League. The both of you,
final is bigger than the World Cup final. I'll say anywhere, any day.
Champions League final is bigger than the World Cup final. But group stage,
no. See, it's bigger than the World Cup final.
But let us not lose track.
Let me pick Wumi's call. Wumi has been on the line since. Hello, Wumi. Please help us pour cold water in the studio.
In fact, it's just I like it. Anytime the studio is like this, when I kiss
why would you like it? Why would you not like it? Is that not what you subscribe for? That's why you listen to Mainland FM now.
Anytime Aki is in the studio, look, Aki, what was your away yesterday? If you see what Agbatomi is doing in the studio.
I was listening. He was talking about Okben's Agbada, and he was enjoying himself being on the other side of the
match. Empowered him. Empowered Agbatomi. Someone so that he does not even know his
You can see that he ganged up on me today.
We planned for him yesterday.
The coup was well executed yesterday.
Okay. Now, let me quickly make my contribution. You see, concerning this issue, it's a perspective thing. If it's they might have a point when they say the European UCL is much more emphatic. It's much more important than the World Cup. And you know the fact that this game comes once in every 4 years, the World Cup, and then this one comes virtually every year. So there's no way you can accord them that advantage. That the UCL is much more important than the World Cup. So the prestige of the World Cup. You look at the prestige. The World Cup has history prestige. It has pedigree and it has a lot of according to it because it traces back for decades. in this show of football worldwide. Let me quickly make comment. One comment that Okpe and you guys pray to comment on. It concerns Paris Saint-Germain. I don't know why Okpe did not allude to that part. Is Luis Enrique doing any work to rebuild that club? Look, Mbappe, when Israel emphasized the fact that Mbappe is leaving, having lost Osimhen, Mbappe is worth 3 players. 3 particular players should have replaced Mbappe. When Julian Alvarez was going to Atletico Madrid, he should have hijacked that deal and pay Manchester City 70 million to buy it, and then Rafinha go to what's it called? This Spanish club, pay them 65 million, and then they'll sell Rafinha to you, and you understand? And then even Leroy Sané, you can bring those 3 and then add up to Paris Saint-Germain. Look at what Arsenal did to them yesterday. They make life so ordinary, and it's not doing any work. You're not even rebuilding the team. And that's the kind of club you can say they come to, according to Aki, they come to Champions to do excursion every season, not Liverpool. And I know that was the hit under the belt.
Thank you. Thank you very much. 0913-600-0410. Well, it's 3-0 now in favor of Atalanta. And Zappacosta had given an assist to Belanova to make it 3. So it is Lookman an assist with a goal, an assist from Said Kolasinac, the former Arsenal defender, and now Zappacosta, former Chelsea player, giving an assist to Belanova. It is Shakhtar Donetsk 0. Atalanta 3. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the show. Hello. Oh, we got a bit late. Now we have another caller. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good to have you join us. It's a bit. Hello. No. Can you try and change your location, please? Okay, I think you'll have to call us back. 0913-600-0410. The phone lines are buzzing, guys. Let me quickly. Okay. Ooh. Let me talk to Onome.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Onome, good to have you back.
Yeah. So, I think, what's Tommy? Good evening, Tommy.
Good evening, boss.
You were saying Champions League final is bigger than the World Cup final.
Yes, it is.
Is that, am I correct?
Yes, you're correct.
I don't know what the boys in there. I don't know what my boys are. I don't know how somebody wake up and how.
Do you know the number? Do you know the number of people that watch the Champions League
compared to the World Cup final?
Yes, compared to the World Cup final.
Wait, let Onome talk. Let Onome talk.
Let me hear what I'm saying. See, it's a psychological thing. We watch football. See, what football have overshadowed what's it called? The national team competition. No doubt about it. Because you see them on the regular basis, we see the stars, we see everything. See, World Cup. I can't say anything to advise it. I could remember World Cup 98. First Brazil. Ronaldo was on top form on the final. See, he was so confused. He had a concussion from Portugal. But even though we were back there, see, World Cup is a different ball game. See, forget about it. World Cup, there's no pressure. We are expected to be Republic, but 43 goals in the Champions League in the World Cup final. Yes, see, just World Cup. I don't know, Tommy, please change your perspective.
See,
the most boring final that I've ever seen in my life
was the World Cup.
No, the most boring
was the Champions League final.
Was the Champions League final between
PSG and Monaco
versus
Liverpool.
That is the most.
Wait. What about PSG? What about Porto Monaco? Also, Mourinho's first Champions League victory. That was the most one-sided final of the Champions League I've seen in my entire life. Boring.
We are talking about viewers.
The Champions League final and the NFL Super Bowl are the two most watched finals in world football.
Come on.
Yes,
come on.
World football.
Come on, why
the first is the NFL Super Bowl. The second is the UEFA Champions League final.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. Good evening, guys.
You're welcome.
Yeah, this is Michael from Lekki.
Michael, good to have you join us.
Yeah, for me, Man City win the Champions League because it's not that I'm a Man City fan, but they're going to buy Nicola Barella for the replacement of Rodri come January, and I think that will add a lot to the Man City midfield backline. So that's my take. Thank
you very much. Well, maybe I don't know. I don't know. I'll try and see how I can get someone from the outside to help us looking, because each time it pops up, the studio is always discharged up. Hello, good evening.
Hello. Yeah, good evening. I'm engineer.
Engineer who?
Oladapo from Shomolu.
Engineer Oladapo from Shomolu. Welcome to Sports Cruise on Mainland FM.
Thank you, my brother. You see, I don't expect what you people are saying. It's like you are causing confusion, distraction for many sports lovers. Why I'm saying this is, why are you compare Mundial Champions League? If they want to know the World Footballer of the Year, is from the World Cup. If they want to know the best world coach, is from the World Cup. And you cannot compare World Cup prize money with Champions League money. So that is my contribution.
Okay, you've also ended up confusing the people the more, because the truth is this: I can give you instances where players have had zero showings at the World Cup and they've gone ahead to win the World Footballer of the Year, the 2010 World Cup. Lionel Messi did not have a single goal. There was a certain Wesley Schneider that won the Champions League with Inter. He won the Scudetto with Inter. He won the Italian Cup. He got to the final of the World Cup where they lost to Spain, a goal to nothing.
Exactly.
And guess what? Lionel Messi, because of the number of goals he scored in that calendar year, he was voted as the World Footballer of the Year. We can give you instances. Even, what's his name now? Frank Ribery. We can give you a lot of instances where they'll tell you that, hey, it is not because of your performance at the World Cup. And we've also seen the cases where I can tell you that Luka Modric winning the World Cup, winning the Ballon d'Or in 2018 was because of the Champions League. Was majorly because of France. They had a good run also with Croatia at the World Cup, got into the final, losing 4-2 to France. But hey, you just know that the Champions League was a benchmark for that conversation. I'm happy that this conversation would always steer this reaction each time it pops up.
It's about perception, and that is it. But
for me, it is the World Cup. For me, because the World Cup comes once in 4 years. The World Cup covers every single continent, from Africa to Asia to America to South America, everywhere. UEFA Champions League is played amongst European club sides alone. And I remember somebody sent a text that day and said, if you want to be the best, you have to play in Europe. And that was when you guys asked me that I should name a league that is better. And I said the South American League. You remember that conversation, guys? And I will continue to tell you that the World Cup is prestigious. It covers the entire world, not Europe. Guys. Okay. We saw the Euros and we saw even the AFCON. Let's even look at it. The last AFCON was better than the last Euros.
Perception.
Very true.
Perception.
Perception. Very true.
See, it is all about perception. But the reason why I made mention of not bigger than the UEFA Champions League final is Ojudo Tiro Kudo Tiro Sani. Beno Lotu Feri Lotu Wonder.
This guy is something else, guys.
Martinez have seen worse. He has seen his team taking a 2-0 lead in the World Cup final
and almost losing it. He's also seen his team lose the World Cup opener against the lowest ranked team in the tournament.
Now, and what I'm saying is that the reason why Aston Villa, if Aston Villa wants to be part of the top 7, because we are used to calling, because of touchdown managers and likes, we started naming it top 6. If Aston Villa wants to be part of the top 6 or part of the top 7, these are the kind of games whereby they need to put a statement out. Either they win or they secure.
Thank you very much. Akorede from Ayobo says the UEFA Champions League is bigger than the World Cup final, because as the World Cup, if my country is not there again, why should I put interest? But the Champions League, whenever your team is in the final or not, you still want to watch. Okay, we're pressed for time. That's about the size of the package on the show today. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a ladies' night. It's Wednesday, and the biggest ladies or women show on radio is coming up next, 7 to 9 p.m. You don't want to miss this. Big shout out to everyone, guys. Akintayo and of course Agbatomi for being a part of the production today. Keep your dial locked on Mainland 98.3 FM. Sports Cruise returns tomorrow. I will give you every single result of all the other games that we should expect in the Champions League. Atlanta 59 minutes still leading away at Shakhtar 3-0.
Hello, my name is Godwin Enoch and I'm a broadcast journalist. Yes, my friend will tell me that I am a sport administrator by accident. Listen every day of the weekday to Sports Cruise on Mainland FM. God bless you.
This is Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos.